And the truth of the matter is that as South Africans, we're not in a position to turn away business investors or foreign investment in our country. So do you foresee this having practical business implications on the country?
I think there are two strands to my answer. The first is the kind of image that this restrictive regime sends out as a signal to the rest of the world. Don't come and live in South Africa. Don't come and buy property here. Don't invest and employ South Africans, because if you try and follow your money and try to settle in South Africa, you will be excluded. In other words, go and look for a more friendly jurisdiction to live in, like perhaps Namibia or Botswana or Swaziland. Their immigration systems seem to be somewhat more flexible than the current one in South Africa, or go to Thailand or some other jurisdiction. Number two, because the new regulations are so punishing, and I'll give you an example. If, for example, a business visitor comes to South Africa and for a particular reason is 1 day late in not applying for an extension, the permit expires a day ago, and that person leaves the country to go back home, and perhaps going back home to organize an investment into the country, that person is excluded for a year, cannot come back to South Africa. They are declared undesirable people. And if a foreigner is in South Africa and is illegal for at more than 30 days, he's excluded for 5 years. And this exclusion could be caused directly by the delinquents of the Department of Home Affairs. Perhaps he came in for 90 days and he tried to extend his permit for another 90 days, which he can do in law. Well, that permit, that application may not be dealt with efficiently by the department. The department may well be delayed in the processing of that application, with the result that the last permit expired and the person has to leave the country, and they leave the country without a permit extension that they applied for.
This isn't an extraordinary circumstance. We hear this happening every day.
It is happening every day. We're going to court on behalf of a client on Wednesday, for example. This is extraordinary. There's no longer any flexibility in the system. South African government is out to punish foreigners, and perhaps that this is a sign of the kind of xenophobia that may be lurking somewhere in the wings.
So let's speak about somebody who wants to remain in South Africa but isn't able to because of this red tape. Can they fight it in the courts? Is there recourse?
Well, our law administratively allows a person to go to court to vindicate their rights only if they have exhausted their internal remedies in terms of current legislation. We have appeal procedures laid out in our Immigration Act. We have ministerial appeals. For example, I mentioned undesirability. When a person leaves without a permit endorsed into their passport, they're declared persona non grata. They are declared an undesirable person, and they have the means and the opportunity to file a ministerial appeal, for example. Well, those ministerial appeals don't work. The Minister's office in Cape Town simply doesn't accept the appeals. So even if a person wanted redress, they're not able to, because the system is closed. So the pandemonium that this is causing, by sending out those kind of signals, if you're excluded and you need to come back, but you have the opportunity to file an application to the minister, but the minister's office won't accept the application, we're all in massive trouble.
Is that the bottom line then? We're in massive trouble. Is there nothing that South Africans can do to say, listen, we don't like this law, we need a change?
When we have a Minister of Home Affairs and a Director General of the Department of Home Affairs, that despite these existential threats to the integrity of South Africa, to deny that there's anything wrong in this country and to deny that there's anything wrong with our immigration system, one must worry. These members of cabinet and managerial bureaucrats who run our immigration system in a total denial, this is extremely dangerous. And this is the bottom line, so be it.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm afraid the news you shared isn't all good, but we hope that you'll be able to update us in the future if anything changes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.